The busier life gets, the more chaotic life gets, the better the opportunity to practice a little presence and read some great books for good measure. Hey everyone, I'm Nick Hill with Shelf-Esteem, and this is my May 2025 monthly wrap-up. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nick Hill with Shelf-Esteem. I'm a composer, now also a booktuber. You can find my music in The Wheel of Time Season 2, His Dark Materials Season 3, and the newly released The Hills of Tanchico, the featured song in The Wheel of Time Season 3. I'm always excited to do these monthly wrap-ups because it's a chance to take stock of the month. I usually do a weekly reading roundup to talk a little bit about what happened musically, books-wise, and kind of merge the two worlds because I write a lot for book adaptations, and it's very important to me to try to combine these different loves and hopefully provide something unique to the Booktube space. So this is kind of an extension of that. I want to talk a little bit about the books I read, the books I tried to complete, anything that happened noteworthy on the channel plans and stuff like that for May, and then also a little bit about the music front, and then tie it all together to talk a little bit about what I learned in the month of May. So if you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe. And as always, now onto the books. So I made a list of the books I read. I read 3 full books, and I read a good portion of 3 other books. So let's kind of talk about one of the newest ones on the list to start, and that is The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. Now, this was highly anticipated. I had read maybe 5 of the first Law books, and I was very excited to see what is Joe gonna do in, something that is not first Law. And a lot of people on our Discord were hyped, which you could join down below if you'd like to, free to join. So we decided, hey, let's do a soft read along of it. And I gotta say, you guys, I, loved the first maybe 20% of the book. I thought like Brother Diaz's character was fantastic. I liked all the cast of characters actually. I think it's Viga was one of my favorites as well. I don't want to say too much more than that, but it was a ragtag cast of characters and a more singular purpose to the novel, a singular goal for the characters, I guess you could say. Where it fell short for me, and this is kind of the reason I didn't DNF it, but I have put it aside for now at the 50% mark, is I felt like Joe Abercrombie really injected a lot of humor into this, and I love his humor. I think he always does it very tastefully in the first Law, but it's never at the expense of characters. And I felt like in this book, there was so much banter back and forth that you weren't really getting an insight into the characters more than surface level at times. I could see where he's going with it, but I was just starting to feel a little less interested in the characters, and I thought, hey, maybe this is just not the right time to be reading it. Maybe I'll focus on something else and I'll come back. So I'll report back and let you know how things are going with that. But I'm setting it aside. I think the people on the Discord have been feeling similarly. A lot of people have been enjoying it, but I think some people have also been feeling like a little iffy on it. So I always say I never want to like hate read anything. I want to enjoy what I'm reading, It's the whole point of this channel, the whole point of reading in the in the first place. So I just decided, yeah, I'm going to set it aside and see what else is on the horizon. And I'm glad I did, you guys, because I ended up saying, hey, I'll pick up a smaller book to just kind of cleanse the palate a little bit. And this one was a buddy read actually with Mark from The Book Thing. Fantastic channel. Definitely check it out below. And this one is called Flint by Louis L'Amour. This one I completed in 2 days. I was very into it. And it's a Western novel. Never read much Western. I've heard Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry is a great place to start. But I found this book. I saw it was being adapted for television, I think, or as a film. And so I figured, hey, this is a great way to read it and see, would I want to work on this? Would I want to pitch on this kind of a project? And I gotta say, this was kind of the opposite of The Devils, in that the first 20%, I wasn't really feeling the character of Kettleman, the main character, in this novel. Nancy Kerrigan, who's kind of his, I wouldn't say love interest, but someone whose fate is intertwined with his in a lot of ways. Their relationship dynamic, like none of it was really gelling with me at first. But it was a quick read, so I'm like, I'll keep reading, and I'm so glad I did, you guys, because I think I read 20% the first day, and then I just read the entire rest of the book the second day. And it is a quick read. Like I said, it's just shy of 200 pages, so I really enjoyed it. I thought that it had a very meditative, almost inward-looking version of what the Western hero might be, rather than something that is just gunfights and the typical bravado that you see. I think he was a little bit more calculated and a little bit more impulsive because of certain circumstances he's going through, but also, it was just more of an inward look into his character. So really enjoyed it. Glad we read it. That was one of the books I completed of the 3. Now moving on to another book I completed of the 3, and I'm so glad I read this with Ellie from Bibbidi Bobbidi Books, who I'm also linking below. Lovely person, lovely channel, and we are probably going to do a discussion at some point. We're just locking down a date, and that is for Book 1 of The Live Ship Traders by Robin Hobb, Ship of Magic. Now, I'd heard such good things about this. A lot of people talk about it being the high point of the series, the 16-book magnum opus of Robin Hobb's The Realm of the Elderling series. So I was curious to see what it's going to be like, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, I think everything I liked about the original Farseer trilogy with Fitz and the Fool and these iconic characters, these particular characters in the Vestrit family, and the kind of the live ships themselves, all that stuff was so unique. And I felt like every character had the right amount of page time. You never felt bored of any character. Every single character, I mean, even the minor ones, even Malta, who is so annoying in this book, was equally intriguing to read about. So there was no point where I went, I wish I knew what the other characters are doing. Because when you're on a particular character, Robin Hobb writes in a way that keeps you wanting to turn the pages. So 5-star book easily for me. Easily. No question. So that was just absolutely lovely. I'm looking forward to checking out Mad Ship in June. So very exciting things all around. Let's talk a little bit about another book that I thought was just absolutely brilliant. Now, this is the second half of the Ships of Merior giant omnibus volume that Janny Wurts released as book 2 and 3 of her Wars of Light and Shadow 11-book series. Now, Janny Wurts' prose is incredible. It's very dense. It takes time to get through. There's a lot of layers, a lot of character subtleties, and also layers hidden in the pages, in the words. So, it takes a lot of time to kind of sit with the words and let it digest. I gotta say, Warhost was the perfect blend for me of letting it digest and marinate, and at the same time being fast-paced. It made me feel like turning the pages all the more. And I actually read it in, I think, a week, which is insane for a Janny Wurts book like that. So I gotta say, easy 5 stars for me. There's no question. I think it was a masterpiece. It was easily my favorite of the 3 so far. And I think you see a lot of character payoffs for Erikson and Lysair and kind of their dynamic, their relationship, and also Dakar and some other people that, I wouldn't have necessarily, I might have written off at first glance. And I think Janny Wurts makes you kind of point a mirror at yourself and think about, like, what do I have preconceived notions about when I read? What do I have preconceived notions about in general? Any prejudices that might come up, right? So fascinating look into characters and fascinating look via the way she writes. So really love this, 5 stars easily. And then I got a chance to read portions of 2 books. Now, I am on this kind of official channel read-along on the channel for Malazan Book of the Fallen, the 10 big books, and we are on book 3, Memories of Ice. Now, I kind of dragged my feet on this one, not because I wasn't enjoying it. In fact, it read the fastest of any of the 3 so far. So I think it will be an easy 5 stars once I'm done. I'm about 75% of the way through, and I think Stephen Erikson balances, again, his prose and world building with just fantastic action sequences. The Kapistan stuff is just incredible. I'm on that right now. And I couldn't say enough high praise of this book. The only reason this wouldn't be a book of the month right now is because I haven't finished it yet. And I don't like to rate things until I've finished it, right? So, but easy 5 stars for me if it continues on this trajectory. And then the other one I got a chance to read only about 25% of so far. And that's because I just got it like yesterday or the day before. And that is the newest book by Stephen King, Never Flinch. This is a Holly story. It takes place kind of tangentially to the COVID era of like 2020, 21, 22. And so it's interesting to see that written in the book and kind of referenced. It's too early to say what I feel about it, but I gotta say I am enjoying the ride. I wouldn't say it's blowing my hair back necessarily, but it's solid. I think Holly has never been a favorite character of mine. I think that Stephen King loves her most of all out of any reader, more than any reader possibly could. But I am enjoying the ride so far, and I'm curious to see where things go, because there's a couple of different storylines, and I wonder, will they converge? Will they not? What's happening, you know? So there's a bit of a mystery element as well, but it's crime fiction, and this is a genre that Stephen King actually does quite well when he really puts his mind to it. So I'm looking forward to kind of continuing on that train. So that was the books that I read. Let's talk a little bit about the book of the month. So I really have only completed 3. Flint, Ship of Magic, and the Warhost of Vastmark. It is very hard to rate a book of the month of these 3. I think I could safely eliminate Flint, because Flint is great, but it's not, again, a mind-blowing book. Ship of Magic and Warhost are really dead even for me. It's really hard to say. I would say, if I had to choose, and it would be by a hair's breadth, I think some of the characters I just keep thinking about in Ship of Magic, but Warhost is such a payoff book from the first 2, like setup stuff, and it also opens the wider world. So I would say by a hair's breadth, my book of the month would be Book 3, Warhost of Vastmark by Janny Wurts. A phenomenal book. I mean, you could see all the threads leading up to this, and kind of what it means for the characters now, and how you expect there to be some grand thing that happens at the end of book 3, and Janny Wurts subverts expectations just like she does in all her characters, and it's for the purpose of the story. So I'm loving peeling back the layers of the onion, and I'm looking forward to doing that with the next book, Fugitive Prince, in June. So book of the month, Warhost of Vastmark by Janny Wurts. Let's talk a little bit about the videos I did. So I did 8 videos this month and a live stream, and 8 videos was actually, funny enough, a little bit less for me than I usually do. I usually do like 11 a month. So a couple less, but with this Emmys campaign I've been doing, trying to read books, doing read-alongs, doing music work, pitching on stuff, trying to do this triathlon training, something has to give, you guys. So, and actually I think the 2 videos a week has been serving the channel well, both in terms of engagement and then also what I can offer in each video. I feel like I'm a little less bleary-eyed, and I'm able to kind of just give a bit more of myself to the video. So let's try this for another month. Maybe I can sneak in a couple more in there, but you let me know also in the comments if you don't mind, because this is our channel, right? So let me know if you would prefer 2 videos a week or 3. Is 3 too much? Is 2 not enough? Let me know, okay? So the 8 videos I did, the top 3 of the videos that I did were, at number 1, The Hills of Tanchico, kind of the making of. Decided to do something a little different on this channel, and because my books knowledge and of course my scoring experience are tangentially related, I figured I would give a deep dive into how I came up with The Hills of Tanchico as a song for the Wheel of Time, and what lore did I dig into to try to exemplify both the funny nature and also the melancholy undertones of this song. So you could check that out up here if you want. It's kind of a nice deep dive, and I might do more of that as well. It seems like people really resonated with that, so check it out and let me know if you agree. The second video was the Stephen King non-scary stories, my top 10 list. I'd done a top 10 scariest Stephen King stories list. Figured I should do the companion video, the non-scary stories. So that was coming in at second place. And then the third one was my June TBR, because everybody loves a good TBR, right? Like, I love seeing what people are going to read. Sometimes it's even more fun than watching what people read, right? So it's always fun to smash your own TBR as you get influenced by other people's reading addictions to help serve your own reading addictions, right? So that was in third place. Then I got a chance to do a live stream on my channel, and that was with the incomparable Janny Wurts, as we talked about Arc 2, which is books 2 and 3, Ships of Merrier and Warhost of Vastmark. As always, Janny had keen insights into the writing process, into her own characters, and motivations, for writing in a specific style. We had a chance to chat for like an hour and a half. As always, it's wonderful chatting with her. She is one of the beacons of light on Booktube. She's so kind and community-oriented. And it's just a thrill that someone of her stature would come onto my channel and chat with me. So, Janny, thank you so much for a wonderful chat. And I can't wait to do that again for the next arc. I also got a chance to be on a couple of other wonderful channels. So I got a chance to be on David from Four Corners of the Pages channel as we chatted about all things books. And as we both have very similar energy styles and enthusiasm for chatting, our conversation winded out, all over the place, and it was really, really fun to chat. And a lot of people were in the chat as well. So thank you all for who joined there. You could check that out up here if you'd like. And then I got a chance to be on the Brunch and Book segment with Josh from Red Fury with Red Fury Books, who hosted it on his channel. And then it was also featuring Brian from Belltube. It's a channel I've long admired, and I'm really glad I got a chance to actually chat with him, So where social media and real life converge. And then Ian the Reader, also a phenomenal channel, and he is so kind as well. And he had watched this channel, and he had some really astute things to say about some of the videos that I had worked on. So grateful to those fine gentlemen for, having me along for the ride to chat about books and sneak some sips of coffee here and there. Speaking of which, I think I might just do that right now. Liquid courage, right? So let's talk a little bit about the music front. So roller coaster, you guys. The Hills of Tanchico officially got submitted to the Emmys by Amazon. I got a chance to do a ton of interviews set up by my PR company and also myself. And it has been a whirlwind, you guys. I've been going to an event almost every night for the last month straight. To say I've been feeling a little burnt out is like an understatement, right? I mean, trying to socialize that much is a lot. Then trying to socialize with you all. And then, of course, hang out with my wife here and there, hang out with my cats. Like, there's a lot of socializing going on. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, but it is exhausting, right? So I've been doing a lot of promo for that. Of course, we did get the unfortunate news last week, as of this taping, that the Wheel of Time has been canceled. So that was a really hard pill to swallow. But, we move forward regardless. And hopefully there'll be more great fantasy adaptations on the horizon. I'll get to work on one of them. Who knows, I'll keep you all posted on how that goes. I will not stop that train for sure. And then I got a chance to do a bunch of video game work. I'm kind of gearing up to work on one game. I'm working on Linda's game as well, so that's been really fun. And then, pitching on something. I might have something on the horizon that might have gone through. Still waiting to iron out the details before I make an official announcement, but I'll keep you all posted on that. And then I got a chance to do a ton of interviews, you guys. I did a radio interview with Power 98.5 Satellite Radio with Stephen Cuoco. I'm leaving the links to some of the stuff down below if I couldn't put it up here. And then I did an interview with winterscoming.net, which is one of my favorite places to get fantasy news. So it was really, really awesome talking to Dan Selke there. I had a wonderful article from Collider come out just on my scoring process and how my love of fantasy books and Booktube ended up getting me the chance to work on Lauren Balfe's team on the Wheel of Time and Hills of Tanchico. The whole journey, that 6-year journey, and how it culminated. And then I did a Society of Composers and Lyricists screening of the Wheel of Time episode 6, season 3, and then of course a Q&A moderated by a dear friend Catherine Joy, who's a wonderful composer. And it was just fantastic. A great month, whirlwind of a month, and a roller coaster. Like I said, on some levels, the Hills of Tanchico and all that is like a career apex for me, having fans send me t-shirts and stuff, like singing at Jordan Con. Insane, right? And then on the other hand, Wheel of Time is getting canceled. The whole industry's in shambles. There's just not enough work to go around. So it's this weird dichotomy. And that kind of leads me to what I learned this month, because I want to kind of do this as a monthly segment. Maybe I could do it as a weekly. I don't know. You let me know if you'd prefer once a month or once a week. But what I learned is life is a roller coaster. There really is only one constant, and it's change. And of course, I've known that before, but you kind of experience more of life and you see it firsthand, if that makes sense. So I've started to realize that when life gets overwhelming, the best way to kind of center oneself is to accept fully the change, get to a place of acceptance of the change. Because oftentimes when when the Wheel of Time got canceled, for instance, I was like depressed for the day. And then it kind of hit me. I was like, yeah, I know it sucks that the Wheel of Time got canceled, of course. But it's also my view of that suckiness that is making it worse, right? So trying to stop that by staying present in the moment and accepting what comes, the good and the bad. I think it's easy to get swept away either way. So that is one thing I learned. The second thing I want to say is I have found also when life gets overwhelming, it's easy to feel a little burnt out or something. But even the burnout feeling, I've managed to find ways to kind of reinvigorate myself very quickly by just, I guess you could say, like, kind of bringing my worldview down to a point. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, my thoughts are swimming too much, there's too many books I want to read, I'll just focus on one page at a time, just one page, and that's all that matters at that moment. Just read that one page, one paragraph, whatever it is, and then I'll focus on the next paragraph, and I won't even think about anything else, and that will kind of calm my mind down and get me back. I'll focus on something as mundane as pouring a glass of water, and just the little things, the most minutia, and just kind of focusing on that and staying present has helped me kind of deal with what has been a crazy, crazy month. So I just thought I'd share that with you, because I always like to say we are all, searchers of our own, in our own way, right? We turn to books. We want to find more about stories, characters. We want to learn more. We want to expand our worldview. So I figured I'd take stock of the month and kind of let you know what I've been learning, and hopefully it helps some of you as well. So if you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe. Let me know what was your favorite book of the month in your month of May. I'm Nikhil with Shelf-Esteem. Thank you for watching. It means a lot to me that you all would listen to me ramble, and I love this community. It's my favorite thing about YouTube. I'm looking forward to contributing more to the conversation as months go by, and lots of read-alongs and fun things coming up on the channel as well. So please be good to yourselves, please be good to each other. I hope you have a wonderful month ahead, and thank you for watching. Take care.